Chris Stewart coming to you for the final time from Coleman Coliseum this year here on BamaFever.com. And Alabama did what it has done in every other game that we've looked back on here this season. The Tide won. This one sends them to the world's most famous arenas. The Crimson Tide beats the Miami Hurricanes by a final of 79-64 in the quarterfinal round of the NIT. Next, they'll play Colorado in the semifinals at Madison Square Garden next Tuesday night. To me, the story in this game was, while it was a great team effort, while you had another great crowd, the thing that I pulled most from this game and enjoyed more than anything else was seeing Scenario Hillman have the kind of success that he had. I can't believe it's his last game here, because it seems just like the other day that I was meeting him for the first time after his first exhibition game. He'd had a phenomenal dunk, and I was kidding Mark Godfrey, his head coach at the time, if he had taught him how to do that. And Mark said, no, I didn't, but he introduced me to Scenario a few moments later. And little things that stand out in your mind. Scenario had his arms full. He had his gym bag, he had his book bag, he had a pizza that he was leaving their post-game meal, and I introduced myself, and he had his hands full, like I said, and if he had just nodded, said nice to meet you or whatever, I wouldn't have thought anything of it. Kid who was a freshman puts everything down, shakes my hand, says nice to meet you. I know that may not sound like a lot, but for a kid to show that kind of respect, and as a freshman, just stood out to me. And I've been a fan of his ever since. And to see him go through the things that he has gone through and to have the success like he did in his final game in a Bama uniform with 17 points, 5 rebounds, and oh, by the way, he had a steal that gave him 175 for his Alabama career. That is more than any other individual in University of Alabama men's basketball history. So Hillman and his fellow seniors, Sharvez Davis, Chris Hines, Justin LeQuire, and the rest of their Alabama teammates will now travel either Sunday or Monday to New York City. They are one of only 4 teams left in the National Invitation Tournament. The Tide will play Colorado next week. We'll have the call on the Crimson Tide Sports Network beginning at 7:30 Central. I'll talk to you from Manhattan at the Garden. That's next week. And until then, I'm Chris Stewart from BamaFever.com.